Hello everyone and welcome to this live showdown between the Dark Elves and the High Elves. In this game guys, I'm going to be using Malekith the Witch King, and he is indeed riding on his terrifying black dragon Seraphon. Aside from that, we do have an alternating core of the frontline Bleak Swords who are going to be supported by the more elite Harganeth Executioners. So you definitely need a little bit of AP in your front line because most of the High Elf infantry, aside from spearmen, are very heavily armored. On top of that, we also do have two repeater crossbows on horseback, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm hoping we can kind of get a bit of a tactical angle on some of his white lines of Trace, Swordmasters of Hoeth, and those type of troops, and maybe get a little bit of value. On top of that, guys, for the first time ever on the channel, we are indeed trying the War Hydra. So the War Hydra is very vulnerable to missile fire and archers and things like that, but if he does bring a very elite kind of, infantry core and he doesn't go too heavily on the archers, I'm hoping that the Hydra and its breath attacks can do some pretty good work for us. So just experimenting a little bit with the new build here, so hopefully you guys enjoy this one. So we're going to set up our front line like this, and I like to kind of mix and match the troops. You guys probably see me do this a lot. I have the Bleak Sword, and it's then going to be kind of a crossover with the Harganeth Executioner. So what I like about this is when the frontline engagement is happening, if the priority target for the Executioner is in front of one of the Bleak Swords, I just kind of cross them over, and then I can really get that optimal targeting. If I did start the Executioners in the back, for example, they might get blocked up and might not get that good charge on the opponent. So I definitely like to kind of mix and match like this. So we do have that. We also do have two Dark Shards with shields in the secondary line, and these guys are pretty good. I mean, again, the High Elves do have a lot of armored units, Silver Helms, Dragon Princes, Swordmasters, White Lines of Trace. The one thing you really need to watch out for with Dark Shards is that the High Elf archers do have a lot more range. These guys only have 125 range. So if they're facing off against, just basic archers from the High Elves who have 180 range, they're really going to be able to out DPS your Dark Shards before the fighting can really start. So that's definitely tough. So we do have the Mighty Black Dragon over here. He's going to be kind of hanging out. And we got some Dark Riders. So these ones we're probably going to Vanguard in the back over here. Is there anywhere we can do it? Some sneaky business. Yeah, we'll try that corner right there. It's not the prettiest Vanguard, but, a lot of people don't even look in the corners. And sometimes when you look on the mini-map, it's really hard to see that anyway. So that's our main core. We do have our Dark Riders here who we're going to start in a little bit of a Vanguard over here and just have them kind of swoop around and do a little bit of harassment. We'll put him in 3. And the War Hydra, yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I know it does have a couple breath attacks that seem pretty strong, but as far as combat stats go, let's take a look. So that's really high melee attack. Most of the time monsters units don't have the best melee attack and melee defense stats, but that's pretty good. So I'm excited to see how it does. And I know it does have regeneration, but if he does have the Flamespire Phoenixes, they'll actually do a ton of damage to it because it is vulnerable to fire. So put this guy in group 4. We got our main group toggled, locked, and ready to go. And it looks like he does have a small army, which is good. That's kind of what I wanted because, again, my army is going to be pretty exceptional at taking out elite High Elf armies, I think, because of the Hydra. But if he had gone very wide with a ton of spears and arrows, this Hydra would go down so incredibly quick. So I'm hoping this guy does some good work. And maybe we should put him in the front of the army or up in the front. I think that's better. So then he can get in real quick and breathe some fire on these guys. So. All right, so it looks like he does have some a princess over here. He's got some Illyrian Reaver archers. So let's pull these guys back. And these guys we don't want to be trading in the tree line because he's going to be kind of obstructed right there. So Malekith can go ahead and start flying. And we want to breathe fire on these Phoenix Guard ASAP. That's going to be really important here. So yeah, he does have these Illyrian Reavers. He's got some archers, a Reaper Bolt Thrower, or an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. So let's actually see if we can run over here. And what else? Oh, the Star Dragons. Oh no, the Star Dragons cometh for us. So Malekith is definitely going to be having to run quite a bit this game. Granted, I think we can trade at this point. That's probably fine. So now that it's a 2v1 situation, I think our repeaters should be able to kind of take these guys out, and I'm hoping I can get on that Bolt Thrower for free. So, all right, Malekith, it's your time to shine, man. This is going to be a rough one with 2 Star Dragons. That's so much, but the rest of his army is going to be very weak because of that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that good side angle I wanted, but we're still going to try nonetheless. All right, so these guys can go ahead and start shooting at the princess, and we'll put them in group 5. Yeah, that's fine. We'll put them in group 5 for now. So group 1, we can just go ahead and start advancing here and just fight the good fight. So Malekith's kind of lurking around the flanks here. We're going to cast these on these Phoenix Guard, which is going to do some good damage. And I think we're doing pretty well. And can these guys move while shooting? I think they can. Yes. No, they just have Vanguard, so they actually have to be sitting and shooting. So over here, he does have some cav coming in, so we're going to pull these guys back. The Dark Riders are coming in pretty hot, and we do get that nice Dragon Breath, I think, on those Phoenix Guard. So on top of that, let's actually see if we can roast them both right now. So, oh yeah, that's pretty nice. We got some good work. So we need to watch out. There's stuff coming. We're going to get these Bleak Swords up around the flank. We'll get these guys going here. These guys can go here. Executioners here, and these guys can go ahead and engage here. And we definitely need to be focusing down the dragons with pretty much everything we got. So right now, we're simply just going to run away. We're going to go ahead and cast a nice little cone ability across the front line, like so. These Reaper Bolt Thrower guys in the back, we can go ahead and have them shoot at the Dragon Princes. And we want to send the Hydra might be more useful over there, to be honest. But let's go ahead and pull the Hydra back and see if it can help out against the Dragon Princes in the back line. So we don't have too much backline defense. So you can see that Malekith right now is just kind of being gooned and chased a little bit, but we can go ahead and cast Soul Stealer on this dragon, and then we're actually going to turn and fight it, which hopefully will work out pretty well for us. All right, so our Reaper Bolt Thrower guys are doing pretty good. The Hydra, we can go ahead and engage on the Dragon Princes. We'll pull these guys here, and did we get some guys up and around the flank? We did, so we can get them going, and yeah, we shut down his Bolt Thrower, which is great. So Malekith should be able to beat the Star Dragon down with Soul Stealer, as well as the the support from the Reaper Bolt Throwers, or the Reapers back here, not Reapers, but Dark Shards. So then our Hydra is going to kind of march back here and help out with these Dragon Princes, and we can just kind of shoot them in the back with some of those guys, which is going to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and cast this ability right here to kind of just slow these archers down so they can't get away. Not that they were really running in the first place, but man, we really punished that Star Dragon, which was awesome. So let's get these two guys right here, have them start shooting at the Princess, and we'll get these guys going here, and these Executioners, we can go ahead and charge in. I'm not sure why I left them there for so long, but you know what? Nobody's perfect. So the Hydra in the back is doing some pretty good work, and let's actually get it up and have them do some breath attacks. And yes, we actually broke the Dragon Princes. So these Cav in the back are doing a really good job for me so far. We do have Malekith engaged in here, and he does have some Bleak Swords and other troops here. So we're going to go ahead and cast this on the Bleak Sword. So I learned that for the first time, guys. You can actually use the Power of Darkness on other units, so Malekith doesn't have to take the damage. I was under the impression you couldn't do that for the longest time, but all right, so we're going to get on this Princess right here, and you can see the breath attack from the Hydra wanting to come in, but let's actually try it on these archers and see how it does. Looks like we're able to break his caster here, which is excellent. Look at that fire coming in on that Princess, and oh yeah, Hydra time. It's happening, guys. We're doing it. So we're going to charge him back here, and let's see how that does. He's lined up perfectly at like a side angle. Oh, that's brutal. That was just sheer brutality. So let's get these Executioners marching up all these other troops, and it looks like that's going to be all she wrote. So the Princess is, oh, look at that. That's so awesome. That's kind of a cool way to end the battle. I mean, at least the Princess went out like a champ, but man, Malekith, where is he? Did he fall off is he not on there? Or is he like standing on its head or something? Is this some anime battle? Okay, this is, I might have to watch the replay, because you can see the Princess was holding on, but I didn't see Malekith holding on to that dragon, so I'm not sure what was going on there, guys. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this Dark Elf battle, and since it was a little bit short, I'll probably tack on another game after this. I think there was a pretty good Skaven match I had that you guys will probably enjoy. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the army competition. I think it worked pretty well. The Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows are really useful. I mean, they're basically just like mounted Dark Shards, which is always nice. The Hydra did okay. I mean, he didn't have a lot of focus fire. Getting the double Star Dragon was a little bit risky, because we were able to really isolate them. And when I sent the Dark Riders into the back after the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, instead of having like spears back there to defend them, he sent his Lord back there. So I was able to isolate the other Star Dragon, which was a little bit rough. But yeah, I like the army composition. I definitely think it was fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing a Hydra in action, and stay tuned for Game 2. Thanks again for watching, guys, and see you soon. Hello everyone, and welcome to this live showdown between the Skaven and the High Elves. In this game, guys, I'm going to be using Lord Skrulk, and he is actually going to have a personal bodyguard assassin, so I don't know if I've tried that yet, but I figured the assassin might be kind of helpful for kind of protecting him against phoenixes and other things like that, but you never know. On top of that, guys, we're also, for the first time on the channel, going to be using the Hell Pit Abomination. So this guy does have anti-large and good armor-piercing values, and it's kind of one of those units that people don't really expect because you don't see it a lot, so I'm hoping to get some pretty good value. And on top of that, we're going to get the Doom Wheel. Hopefully we can go after some White Lions or some Sword Masters or other kind of heavily armored, sword or axe infantry like that. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for the build. Lord Skrulk's very strong. Of course, the one drawback of him being is that if, like, Tyrion or some Phoenixes are able to jump on him, he will go down extremely quick. Aside from that, we do have a front line of Plague Monks who are going to be mixed in with some Death Runners, so I'm hoping that synergy will work out pretty well. The Death Runners do have an ability called Weeping Blades, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's called the Weeping Blades. So it lowers armor by 50%, which is huge. So I'm hoping that Weeping Blades will kind of clip the corners of what the Plague Monks are fighting, and, from there I'm going to get some good value. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. I got some Clan Rat Spears protecting this catapult, and the catapults are always pretty good against the High Elves because they have so much expensive stuff. You can see some Sword Masters of Hoeth up there. So honestly, if he doesn't have artillery, I could probably just sit back and wait. So I was hoping he didn't bring this many archers because they're going to be very good against the Hell Pit Abomination, who only has 50 armor, but we can kind of just like hang out for a moment. He actually has a Princess on a flying eagle. Yeah, Great Eagle. I don't know if I've seen anyone use that yet. So the Princess could potentially hunt Lord Skrulk down. Let's actually see if he can hide in these like clan rats right now. So the Doom Wheel is going to be great against those Sword Masters of Hoeth. We definitely want to focus those guys down. They're one of the bigger threats for sure. But the Doom Wheel is so darn good against these infantry, and if he doesn't have any like cav or like high mass units, it's going to be tough for him to really do well against the mighty Doom Wheel. So this guy, he also has the Rival Hide Talisman. So anyone that comes close to him, you can pop this, and it lowers their melee attack by a massive amount, which I think is pretty nice. I'm kind of regretting I didn't bring anything to shoot that darn bird right now. But you know what? We should be okay. So I don't want to like be pushing up the hill against him, so I'm actually just going to kind of hang tight. And you notice how I have Lord Skrulk hiding amongst the rats? The rats are going to take some of the arrows for him that the princess is shooting. So that's kind of the game plan there. So now that we're close, we're just going to go in hot and heavy here. We're going to charge into some of these Sword Masters of Hoeth, hopefully get some pretty good value, but we are taking a ton of fire, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we'll get these guys going here, these guys here, the Plague Rat here, and also we'll probably get the Hell Pit Abomination fighting the Sword Masters at first. Let's see if we can get these guys up and around. And Skrulk, we can go and summon some of these Pestilent Rebirth right in the back here. So the Output Abomination is taking massive fire, which is to be expected, so we're just going to run it away right now. Then we're going to send the Doom Wheel in the back, and hopefully it'll get some good value for us. So Lord Skrulk's kind of waddling. He's going to be summoning some of his Plague Rats right there in the back line, and you can see the Horde Master, the what are they called? The Sword Masters of Hoeth. Totally just like forgot what they were called for a second. Are pretty much out of commission. So the Hellpit Abomination, we're going to run. We're going to pull some spears back, and on top of that, we want to bless these guys. No, we don't want to bless them with filth. They're pretty much already offline. So we do have the Doom Wheel in the back causing some havoc. We got some Plague Monks over here, so we're just going to kind of keep that Doom Wheel going out and about. And the Hellpit Abomination, we're just going to use it to kind of defend back here. So Lord Skrulk is being hunted pretty aggressively by this Hoeth dude right here. So we're going to use the Rival High Talisman to lower his stats, and also use the debuff right here, which is going to just pretty much make all of his stats 0. On top of that, we're also going to, do we want to Wither right here? We'll probably Wither over here. So that's going to lower his stats, lower the armor of all those nearby troops. Let's use Libra Bubonicus and just shut that guy down, which is going to be pretty good. So the Doom Wheel just wreaking havoc in the back line, but he does have a pretty strong core of troops right here. Our artillery is still online. Let's have it shoot at these archers, and we got some Clan Rats fighting here and some Plague Monks fighting over here, and this is definitely a pretty wild fight. But Lord Skrulk's okay. You know, he's enduring, and I think we did kill that Lore Master of Hoeth, and this Doom Wheels are just such a menace. Like, I honestly feel like I should have just brought like a few of those bad boys. So, Hellpit Abomination, we're just going to kind of keep it in the back in reserve until, you know, there's an opportunity for it to not get wrecked by archers. Let's go ahead and shoot at this group here. Let's get this Doom Wheel going after these guys. And Lord Skrulk is going to have another summon here in just a moment. So, let's go ahead and intercept right here on these guys, and also pull the Clan Rat Spears. And this is where the Hellpit Abomination will do really well. It does have anti-large, so it's pretty much a hard counter to those type of units. So, great, let's send these guys in here, and Skrulk, we're going to waddle him up now that I think it's kind of safe. Let's pull these guys over here and check for routing rats. So we don't have too many. We do have some Plague Monks over here that we can re-engage. And Skrulk, what does it cost to summon these? Yeah, 12. So we're going to summon them right here, and hopefully he doesn't notice Skrulk and go after him, but Hellpit Abomination is in a great environment right now. So, okay, we're about to get that cast off, which is going to be really nice. We got some Clan Rats. I would love to get into that back line, but I think it's going to be a while before we get back there. He definitely has a pretty scary front line. So we get the summon right there, which is good. Let's get these guys going here. The Hellpit Abomination can keep working on those guys. And these Plague Monks, those guys are actually broken, so I think we might be able to engage on those. And how's our Doom Wheel doing? So the Doom Wheel actually isn't terrible in sustained combat, but you still don't want to leave it in front of a ton of spears like I was doing. So let's get these Plague Monks back here. This artillery, we need to get these guys back online as well. So let's go ahead and get you rats doing some good work over here. We'll reform ranks here and get the Hellpit Abomination as like a personal guard dog for this thing. So let's get on that princess right there. Great, so the back line is just pure anarchy. Our Doom Wheel is having a bit of fun at our opponent's expense, and it's honestly going pretty good. Like, I felt like we were getting cracked pretty hard early on, but we just murked that Lore Master of Hoeth, which is awesome. So let's get this assassin backing around. Let's send some of these Plague Monks in the back here. Now that my opponent, is having to retreat back here, we can get this artillery and just start shooting at him again. But these rats keep getting knocked off. Poor little guys. So they're going to be back right here, and we can shoot at some of these archers right here that are fairly healthy, and you can see we just have rats everywhere, just running amok all through my opponent's ranks. So these guys should shut down these archers, which will be pretty good. And our assassin, we can actually use the stock ability, the Concealment Bomb, but he got knocked over. I hate when that happens. So we're going to use this debuff on the princess, which is going to lower her melee attack and allow our rat to potentially get away. So we pop the Smoke Bomb, which is going to help him re-stealth and kind of get to cover. So we do have our main line here that's going to re-engage. Now that there's not too much archer fire, I feel pretty confident just like going in there. We're going to save up Winds of Magic, and we do have Libra Bubonicus pretty soon, which is going to be incredibly strong. You can see he's trying to use his Silver Helms in the back line to clean up, but honestly, his archers are just so compromised. You can see our Doom Wheel is ready to go after some of these. Yeah, let's get the archers. I think we just need to do everything we can to protect the frickin' the Hellpit Abomination. So the Abomination's fighting pretty hard here, just kind of smashing on some of these spears. We do have Lord Skrulk here with Libra Bubonicus, who I'm going to save for the princess. And yeah, the back line here is good. These Plague Monks are going to be able to clean up shop against those Sword Masters of Hoeth. Not a line you hear often, but I think they will. Let's get these artillery kind of shooting at some of these archers, or no, those are actually spearmen, but we can shoot at the spearmen and then get the Doom Wheel to go after those white lines of trace. So the Hellpit Abomination doing pretty well for us this game. I mean, it took a beating early on, but it's starting to kind of rally back here, and my opponent did get back to my artillery while I wasn't paying the best attention. So let's go ahead and cast Libra Bubonicus and start working on this guy, and maybe we'll be able to salvage a little something here. Not sure, but we have so much stuff in his back line, I don't think he's going to be able to hold. So, that's the one drawback of him sending his princess back here, but look how much damage the Libra Bubonicus does. It does a ton of damage. The Hellpit Abomination getting a few attacks in there, but the artillery is still online. The rats are still standing strong, which is great. So let's get this Doom Wheel down here to start rolling dirty on some of these spears. The Hellpit Abomination is going to be chasing these guys down, and yeah, that princess probably isn't going to get away. Let's bring some of these guys from the back and have them do some work. And yeah, Lord Skrulk was able to do his thing, and the Hellpit Abomination did take a ton of fire from arrows, but if you're just patient and keep it back, like, you can still get some good value, and honestly, it did a really good job defending against the Silver Helms. And it does have anti-large, so this princess is definitely going to get smashed by the Hellpit Abomination here. So Cool. So we got the Doom Wheel just kind of fending off my opponent's reinforcements. We'll get these guys coming back. Check for routing rats over in the distance. Looks like it's mostly archers over there. And I think the princess is still around, but you know, not long. She's not long for this world. So let's shoot at some of these archers here. Get these guys reforming ranks. These plague monks are going to be collapsing here. And yeah, the clan rats are also pretty good. You know, they do their job for a 325 unit. But this Doom Wheel, I'm telling you, like, I've been playing so many people on ladder, and I don't know if they're going to make changes to the Doom Wheel. I don't know. I think it's too early to say if it's OP, but I played so many builds that people just use like 3 Doom Wheels, and it's so incredibly hard to stop. Like, they just run shop on you. You know, the way to take care of the Doom Wheel, though, I think is to use like the Phoenixes and the Silver Helms to basically just ramrod it. Like, you can get in front of it and use the mass of your Cav and your Phoenixes to block it, and it can't run past you. And you can obviously out-trade it because, you know, it's a Doom Wheel. But yeah, I think the build worked pretty well. The Plague Monks performed pretty exceptionally, especially with the Death Runners supporting them, because it was able to mitigate the armor of the White Lines of Trace, which then allowed the Plague Monks to really shine, because it's by 50%. So it brings them down to like 45 armor, which is pretty much territory for the Plague Monks to be able to take them down. Catapult was really good, took out the Swordmasters of Hoth before the fighting. Clan Rat Spears did well. The Doom Wheel was obviously an MVP. Hellpit Abomination took a ton of arrows, but it ended up doing pretty well for us in the end. And of course, Lord Skrolk, he was solid. I mean, summon Plague Monks in the back line, Libra Bubonicus. Like, we just nuked that Lore Master of Hoth. Our Assassin plus the Bubonicus plus like all the debuffs we put on just made him so squishy. So we were able to just put him in a trash can early, which was really nice. So very well played to my opponent, Nirog. Look forward to seeing you again on ladder, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that live Skaven battle. Have an excellent night, guys, and take care.